Hi there and welcome to our How to Use Customer Master Data Records in Financials 365 video. Today, we're going to take you through how to import Customer Master Data Records in Financials. In part 1 of this video, we're going to talk about the Flash included fields for Customer Master Data, show you how they are populated, and how you add additional posting fields, dimensions, and other additional fields. Financials utilizes what's known as a configuration package to manage setting up and importing the master data from your legacy system into Financials. You can find out more about this by watching our Introduction to Flash Master Data video, where we spoke about configuration packages and the Flash included tables and fields within. The following slide shows 3 different tiers of uploading master data. The first column shows the Flash included fields for customer master data. These fields are already provided by Financials to be filled in by the customer. The next column is dimensions and posting groups. This includes 2 global dimensions, the general business, GST business, and customer posting groups. The third column is for additional fields. An example of commonly used additional fields would be customer bank accounts, ship to addresses, payment terms, and payment codes. You might even require customer-specific pricing to be set up. Please note that if the customer or partner wishes to upload additional fields, to do so after uploading everything that has been covered in this video. It's also important to be aware when uploading master data records that when adding additional fields that all related tables need to have values. For example, if you're adding a customer dimension, customer bank accounts, ship to addresses, payment terms, or payment codes, that you need to add the relevant additional tables required and populate that data first, prior to uploading the customer table. This is so that the values are already in Financials and can be linked using the relation table IDs. We talked about relation tables and field mapping in the previous video, how to set up master data importing, which you can see here. To begin the process for importing customer master data, log into the Financials Standard Company. Then, use the universal search function to find and select the configuration packages. Here we can find a list containing the correct config package required, FlashFin. Select the FlashFin config package from the list. The config package contains each of the tables with each of the fields which will be exported to Excel for importing the data. Please refer to the Introduction to Master Data Importing video for more information on this. Next, select the relevant table you wish to populate. In this case, highlight Table 18 Customers. Click on the table in the ribbon, and then select the fields. Here we can specify what fields we wish to be included for our data, and include specific fields that may be required for importing the legacy data of the business. From here we can see a list of the default fields that come out of the box ticked. The fields that are ticked are the fields which will be exported to Excel to be populated with the data and brought back into the system. Customer number, name, address, phone number, fax, postcode, state, email, and homepage. If the customer wants additional aspects, for example customer and vendor specific prices, that would be charged as an additional accessory by your implementation partner. So it's important that if you need an additional field that may be from the legacy system, to specify it here first prior to exporting the file. You then have what are called setup fields. These are additional fields for things such as dimensions, general business posting, general product posting, GST business posting, GST product posting, and customer posting groups. As well as this, you have what are known as additional fields for items the customer may want to create themselves. For this example, let's search for the field bank account. You will notice that this field has a relation table ID. This table number refers to a separate table that is linked by this common field. For this example, the customer's bank account table, which you would also export and populate in Financials. This table can be added to the config package card and, as mentioned earlier, should be populated prior to populating this customer table. Select the checkbox for Customer Bank Account field and close this page. Another example may be a specific field that is relevant for the business or maybe a field from the customer's legacy system that is not a field in financials. In this case, you could create a user-definable field for the customer table, which you can see here. As mentioned in our previous video, these user-definable fields are for importing fields from the legacy system that may be specific to a customer's industry or business and may not come under any of the other available fields in financials. This might be a checkbox to show that a customer has been certified, a lookup box with the grade, for example, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, or even a certification comments section. Once all of the relevant fields in the table you wish to populate have been selected, click on Export and save this file on your computer. Select Yes, and open the file in Excel. You will now see the template for customer data ready to be input. You can manually key in this data or paste it from the existing business records that you may have from the legacy system. It's important to note that no changes to the columns or layout of the Excel file are to be made, even to the column header names. You must stick to the template exported from financials, as any changes may result in an error when importing the populated spreadsheet back into financials. If you discover any additional fields that should be required, you will have to add the additional fields in financials and re-export to the file. As you can see, there are different column types, such as number, text, and date field, and they all have different character limits. It's important that you stay within the character limits of each column field, or the populated records may be cut short, or even result in the file not being imported correctly. Next, populate the data in the table. Once you have input your data, save this file and close Excel. As the population of master data is done using Excel, it's easy to re-export and re-import the tables if any changes are required to be made, such as correcting errors from information that was input incorrectly, or incorrect fields being selected and populated. To import the file back into financials from the template, go back to Financials and select Import from Excel in the ribbon. Next, select the Customer Master Data Excel file that you've just saved and click OK. Select Package Data to view the data being imported. Here are the entries that we wish to input. Financials allows you to do checking and validation of data for data purification. The customer may do this themselves, or alternatively can get their implementation partners to do this at an additional cost. Click on Show Error in the ribbon to see any errors and check that the data is not corrupted. If there are no errors, then you are ready to import the data. Once you're happy with the data, you can then validate and apply the information, and it will be imported into the system. All we have to do is hit Apply. Simply select Apply Data in the ribbon, and your customer's details are now in the system. Select Database Data to confirm the records imported. Once you have imported the file, you will see the number of package records has changed. It has now populated all of the data values. Financials will even tell you what time it was imported. And that concludes our How to Use Customer Master Data Records Part 1 video, where we spoke about Flash included fields for the customer master data. Please continue watching our next video on customer master data, where we add the additional setup field for the customer salesperson.